I'm Haley Harrison Jones, your child's math teacher. In first period and second period, I teach Foundations of Math 1, which is a year-long Math 1 course. In third period, I teach North Carolina Math 1, which is a semester-long course. It is an honor to be trusted with your students' mathematics learning this year. I'm passionate about sharing my love for math with students, and I hope that at the end of our time together, your student has grown both in their mathematical understanding and their confidence about doing math. This is my 7th year teaching mathematics. It's my 6th year teaching Math 1. I have a bachelor's degree from East Carolina in mathematics education and my master's degree from NC State in mathematics education. I hold a teaching license in teaching math grades 6 through 12. I'm currently a national board teacher candidate. It is my firmly held belief that all people can do math successfully. Mindset matters, and together I know that we can cultivate positive math identities in your student. I bring this belief into my classroom by highlighting students thinking about math and celebrating effort and growth. Here are a few mindset changes that I can use your help with. Embrace the power of yet. If you find that your student's getting frustrated because they don't know how to do something, remind them that they don't know how to do something yet. This creates hope and the idea that we can face a challenge. View challenges as opportunities for learning and growth. Think realistically about time and effort. It takes time to learn. Students might find that at the end of the lesson they don't feel like they have a full understanding of a mathematical concept, and that's okay. It may take 3 or 4 lessons for students to understand completely. I want students to feel successful when they start to develop this understanding. So just putting in the time and effort to every lesson is going to help students build a positive math identity. Try different learning tactics. Not everyone learns the same way. So I might put a video out, but you may need a manipulative or some independent help, or you may need to read an article about it. All of this is available online, and I'm happy to help you find resources that help you learn in a way you're comfortable with. Lastly, cultivate grit. This is perseverance in students. So when we meet challenging tasks in the classroom or at home, I want students to feel comfortable with continuing and trying new things, making mistakes and learning from them, because we're going to get better when we make mistakes and then correct them. I do have a class website that I encourage you to bookmark and use every once in a while when you have a question about my class. It includes the syllabus, assignment checklist for students, information about office hours, and contacting me. My homepage shows any important announcements that might be going on right now, as well as some links that students will find very useful. There's a link to Rapid Identity, Canvas, Google Drive, Google Meet, and PowerSchool. There's a parent and guardian contact information form I would love for you to fill out, and then a link to my favorite pre-algebra YouTube channel, Why You, which explains some key concepts in pre-algebra that we're going to be using this year. If you click on the Classes tab and then your period, you'll find our syllabus, which outlines some important class information like our grading scale, learning objectives, required materials, attendance policies, and a comprehensive list of the concepts we're going to be studying this year. If you click on assignments, you'll find them broken down in weeks, an assignment checklist that you can open. This is a list of everything students need to do every day. It includes our learning objectives, the standards we'll cover, information about our Google Meets, and information about office hours with me. Students are able, with their Wake ID Google Drive, to make their own copy of this document. This copy is clickable, so as students work through the tasks, they can mark them off their list. I really like using lists to keep myself organized, so I've created this for students. in hopes that it will help them keep organized what they need to do for math. This is available for all 3 periods. There's also some homework information about our MVP Math 1 curriculum, which all of my classes will be using. I encourage you to read it to learn more about what the Ready, Set, Go homework is about. There are some curriculum resources here too. A page about the MVP curriculum, the structure, how it works, how I'm going to teach it, the Math 1 standards we're going to be using, and a copy of the released EOG so you can see what your test will look like at the end of the year. Thursday office hours are by appointment only. There's a link to sign up for them, a contact information form, and information about how to get in touch with me. There's also an email archive that archives all of the parent weekly emails that I've sent out. I hope that you find this website useful. In our course, we'll have some independent work time, and everything students need for that is on Canvas. Our Google Meet is open during this time, and students have multiple attempts to improve their work on their independent work. Live instruction includes a review of the independent work that students do and an exploration of mathematics with groups. Every night we have homework, which is a check for understanding of the day's work. Students have 2 attempts on this. Some of the essential learning targets we'll be covering are listed here as well. We're going to be starting with analyzing and comparing some key features of arithmetic and geometric sequences. And then we're going to talk about representing and interpreting linear and exponential functions in multiple forms. How are my grades calculated? Classwork is 15%, homework is 15%, quizzes are 40%, and tests are 30%. Quizzes are a little higher because they're more frequent and they test on smaller amounts of material. So it will help students to have them count more towards their final grade than tests. All assigned work is important. I've never been in the habit of assigning busy work. Each lesson is built with the intention of developing and fostering a deep mathematical understanding. No part of each lesson is more important than another. Every exit ticket assigned for homework is entered into the gradebook. 2 of the independent classwork activities per week are entered into the gradebook. I intentionally do not share with students which ones they will be to encourage them to do all of their work. Quizzes will be announced at least 3 days in advance, and they happen once every 1 to 2 weeks. Tests will be announced at least a week in advance. They happen every 2 to 3 weeks. What does non-live and live instruction mean? Non-live instruction is intended to start the day's lesson for students. Completing the independent work assigned during non-live instruction is essential to our pacing and timing so we can complete every part of our lesson. Google Meets are open during this time for extra help. Please take advantage of this if you're stuck. Live instruction is intended to be a time where students can interact with each other, discuss math, and develop their deep thinking processes. Discussions that emerge from live instruction experience cannot be easily translated into notes, so it's very important to attend our live sessions. Thank you so much for your time and for the effort that you put into helping your students this year. If you have any questions, please unmute to ask or type them in the chat.